Hi, welcome to my video on changing a fraction to a decimal by dividing the denominator into the numerator. Changing a fraction to a decimal by dividing the denominator into the numerator. This method will always be successful to change a fraction to a decimal. So 4 is your denominator. We're going to divide it into the numerator. Notice the decimal in the 4 is on the right, the decimal in the 3 is on the right. So we move the decimal up and we put a 0. 4 and the 3 can't go. We put a 0. We put as many zeros as we want here. Just see now. 4 into 30 goes 7. 4 7s are 28. And we subtract. The 3 becomes a 2, and that becomes a 10. 10 subtract 8 is 2. Then we bring down another 0. This 0 right here. 4 and the 20 goes 5. 4 5s makes 20, and we subtract and get a 0. So it stops. So 3/4 is decimal 75. Also, I have 3/4 again, but in the old way, we multiplied the 4 by 25, and the top is 25. That gives us a denominator of 100, and 3 times 25 is 75, and 75 over 100 is 0.75. So that's making the denominator of 100. So dividing the denominator into the numerator will give you a decimal. Just different ways to do it, so it's up to you. But dividing the denominator of 20 into the numerator of 9 will always work, and it never fails. Again, the decimal is to the right of each number. Move the decimal up. 20 into 9 can't go. Put a 0 on. 20 into 90 goes 4. 4 times 20 is 80. Subtract, and I get a 0. 9 subtract 8 is 1. Then we try another 0. I can keep adding on zeros here, but I only need so many. Bring down a 0. 20 into 100 goes 4. 4 times 20 is 100, and it gives you 0. So it's 0.45. And again, just to illustrate, 5 times 20 is 100. 5 on the top. That gives us 100 in my denominator. 45 in my numerator. So 45 over 100, the 5 is in the hundreds place, the 4 is in the tens place. 3 over 40, 40 divided into 3. The decimals are on the right, understood. Move your decimal up. 40 into 3 can't go. Try a 0 and a 0. Zeros. 40 into 30 cannot go. 40 into 300. 4 7s are 28. So 7 times 0 is a 0. 4 7s are 28. Subtract. Can't 0 right here. 0 subtract 8, can't do it. So we make that a 2 and make that a 10. 10 subtract 8 is 2. Bring down a 0. This is 0 right here. 40 into 200 goes 5. 5 times 40 is 200. So it stops. So it's 3 over 40 is 0.075. 3 over 80, we divide 80 into 3. Again, the decimals are on the right. We move the decimal up. The decimal always has to be on the right in this divisor right here. 80 into 3 can't go. Try a 0. 80 into 30 can't go. Another 0. 80 into 300. 3 8s are 24. So 3 times 0 is a 0. 3 times 8 is 24, and we have to subtract. 0. Can't subtract. We make that a 2 and make that a 10. 10 subtract 4 is 6. Notice 240 plus 60 is 300. Try a 0. 8 into 6 can't go. 8 into 60. 8 eights are 64, too much. 7. 7 eights are 56. So 0, 7 times 0 is 0. 7 eights are 56. And we subtract, and we get a 0 there. The 6 becomes a 5, and that becomes a 10. 10 subtract 6 is 4. Now we bring down another 0. 8 into 40 goes 5. Looks like 5. 5 times 80 is 400. And it stops. So decimal 0375 is the same as 3 over 80. And just to illustrate that, let's take a calculator and prove it. We have 3 division 80. Notice we punch in the 3, division sign, and 80, and we hit enter, and we get decimal 0375. Notice, as you read the fraction 3 over 80, you type the fraction in your calculator as 3 division 80. But when you do long division, you have to put the 80 first, dividing into the 3. 1, 2, 3 over 200. 200 into 1, 2, 3. The decimals are on the end. Move your decimal up. This is 200 into 123. Can't go. Try a 0. 200 into 1, 2, 3, 0. 6. 2 6s makes 12. So 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract. We get a 0. 3 subtract 0 is 3. Then we bring down another 0. 200 into 300 goes once. 0, 0, 2. 1 times 0, 1 times 0, 1 times 2. Subtract. 0, 0. 3 subtract 2 is 1. Keep going. Bring down another 0. 200 into 1,000 goes 5 times 2 into 10 goes 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. And we get decimal 0.615 is the decimal numeral for 123 divided by 200. Again, dividing the denominator into the numerator will always give you a decimal. You practice. You try these and pause the video, work these out, and then play back. 1/4 is 4 divided into 1. Move the decimal up. 4 into 1 can't go. Bring down, put a 0 on. 4 into 10 goes 2. 2 4s makes 8. Subtract. That becomes a 0. That becomes a 10. 10 subtract 8 is 2. Bring down a 0. 4 into 20 goes 5. 2, 4 5s are 20. So decimal 25 is for 1/4. Decimal for 1/4. 3/5. 5 divided into 3. Your decimals are on the to the right side. Move it up. 5 into 3 can't go. 0. 5 into 30 goes 6. 5 6s makes 30. So decimal 6 is the same as 3/5. 3/8. 8 divided into 3. The decimals, move it up. 8 into 3 can't go. Try 0. 8 into 30. 3/8 are 24. Subtract. That's a 2, and that's a 10. 10 subtract 4 is 6. Excuse me. Bring down another 0. 8 into 60. 7 8s are 56. That's a 5, and that's a 10. 10 subtract 6 is 4. Try another 0. 8 into 40 goes 5. 5 8s are 40, and it stops. So 3/8 is decimal 375. 11 divided by 40. 40 divided into 11. Again, the decimals are on the right. Move it up. 40 can't go into 11. Nope. 0. 40 into 111. 4 goes into 11 twice. So 0 and 8 when you multiply. And subtract, you get a 0. 11 subtract 8 is 3. Another 0 coming down. How many 8s make 30? how many 4s makes 30? 4 7s are 28. So try 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 4 7s are 28. Subtract 0. 0 subtract 8 can't do it, so we make that a 2, make that a 10. 10 subtract 8 is 2. Notice 280 plus 20 is 300. Try another 0. 40 into 200 is 5. So we get, notice all these decimals are terminating, they're stopping. So 11 over 40. Let's try 11 over 40 with our calculator. 11 division 40. Turn on our calculator, clear it. 11 division 40. And we get 2.75. Just verifying. 16 divided into 9. Denominator into the numerator. The decimals, put a 0. 16 to 9 can't go. 16, 5 16s makes 80. 5 times 6 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry a 3 is 80. Subtract 0, 1. Bring down another 0. 16 into 100 probably goes 6 times. 5 will give you 90. Sorry, 5 gives you 80. And 100 is, if you add 16 more, I need 96. So 6 times 6 is 36. You got to carry the 3, 96. That's a 4. Oh, and we can make that a 0, make that a 10. But we still can't. So that 10, we make that a 9, and we make that a 10. 10 subtract 6 is 4. 96 and 4 makes 100. Try another 0. 16 into 40. 2 16s is 32. Subtract, and we get, that's a 3, and that's a 10. 10 subtract 2 is 8. Bring down another 0. And 16 into 80 looks like it goes about 5 times. 5 6s are 30, carry a 3, 80. So this time it went decimal 5 6 2 5. Most of the ones go 2 places, 1 place. I put this one to go out to 4 places. And 500 divided into 73. The decimal's on the right of each number. The decimal has to be on the right into your divisor right here. When that is so, we move this one up. 500 into 73 can't go. Put a 0 on. 500 into 730 goes once. 0, 0, 5. Subtract 0, 3, 2. Bring down another 0. 500 into 25 into 23 goes about 4 times. That's a 0, 0, 20. Subtract 0, 0, 3. Bring down another 0. 5 into 30 goes 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times this 0 is 0. 5 6s makes 30. And 73 divided by 500 is 0.146. That's changing a fraction to a decimal by dividing the denominator into the numerator. Always works. Now, when we divide the denominator into numerator, this is useful because sometimes we do not easily convert to a denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. So if we take 1/8, 1/8 is 8 divided into 1. Decimals can't go. 8 into 10 is once. Subtract 10, subtract 8 is 2. Bring down another 0. 8 into 20 goes 2 times. We get 16. Subtract, and 20 subtract 16 is 4. Bring down another 0. We get 40. 8 into 40 is a 5. That's a 5 there. So 5/8 is 40. So 1/8 is decimal 125. So 2/8 should be twice that. So if you think about it, twice that would be, let's see, decimal 125. If you multiply that by 2, you get a 0 and a 5 and a 2. So 1/8, 2/8 should be twice 1/8. So let's just check. 8 divided into 2. 8 into 2 goes, can't go. 8 into 20 goes 2 times 2 eighths is 16. 20 subtract 16 is 4, bring down another 0. 8 into 40 goes 5. So decimal 25 is 2 eighths. But 2 eighths is the same as 1/4 when you reduce it. And remember, 1/4 is 1/4 of a dollar. It's decimal 25. So these, I have these memorized. Ever since I was in grade 4 or 5 or 6, I memorized these fractions. And I could click my finger and recall them. But today, sometimes they don't require you to do that. 3/8 is 3 times 125. So that means it's going to be 375. Let's just check and see. 8 into 30. 8 into 3, sorry. 3/8. Let's divide. Can't go. 3/8 are 24. Subtract 30, subtract 24 is a 6. 8 into 60 is 7. 7/8 are 56. Subtract, and I get a 4. Bring down another 0. 8 into 40 goes 5. So notice 3/8 is decimal 375. 4/8 is 4 times decimal 125. So 4 times decimal 125 makes it, guess, decimal 500, which is decimal 5. 4 over 8 is 1 over 2, and 1/2 is, if you multiply by 5, 1/2 is 5/10, and 5/10 is decimal 5. 1/2 I have memorized as 0.5, decimal 5. Again, 5/8 is decimal 675. So if you think about adding, you can keep adding on 125 onto each of these as you go up. 3/8 is 6/8 is the same as 3/4, and 3/4 I memorized as decimal 75. I think about 3/4 as 3/4 of a dollar, decimal 75 cents. Or you can add 1.125 onto that, and you get decimal 75. 7/8, let's just check this division. 7/8, work it out. Can't go. 8/8 are 64, and that gives me, subtract 70, subtract 64 is a 6, bring in a 0. 7/8 are, 6/8 are 48. 7/8 are 56. 4, bring another 0. 8 into 40 goes 5 times. So 7/8 is decimal 875. But remember, I got 0.125 as 1/8. 2/8 is got to memorize as 1/4, and 1/4 is decimal 25. 3/8 is 3 times 125, so it's decimal 375. 4/8 is 1/2, and 1/2 is decimal 5. 5/8 is decimal 625, and 6/8 is 3/4, and 3/4 is decimal 75, and 7/8 is decimal 875. Notice every second one you're adding on 0.25 onto each one as you go up 1/4. Decimal 125, decimal 375, decimal 625, decimal 875. But do you have to memorize them? You don't have to, because we have a calculator. We can quickly say, what is 7 division 8? And we get decimal 875. So the calculator makes things easy. Anyway, dividing the denominator into the numerator gives you a decimal. Easy to convert, easy to change. And if you're like my video, click on the like button, the subscribe button, notification bell, write a comment on my video if you wish, and visit my math website, mathfullyexplained.com. You get information about my degrees, teaching experience in math, and my teaching strategy I'm going to use in my videos, and the content. on my YouTube channel, you'll see the topics, the number of videos on each topic, and the topics that are completed will be in black font, and the ones that I'll do in the near future will be in red font. I thank you very much. Bye-bye.